says the Church of Ruby Road, it was horrible. Again, for me, when you from the minute that you have Ruby going on the roof and getting on top of the rope ladder and the doctor showing up, it was great from that moment. For me, it was. I thought I felt he felt very convincingly the doctor to me. Yeah, he was also super gay, right? But he did feel very convincingly the doctor. I understand if he didn't puke, that's groovy. I get it, right? There's no right or wrong answer. But for me, he felt convincingly the doctor at that point. And it's got me open-minded enough to watch with interest when they come back. Will they probably screw it up and do more super gay trans shit? Almost certainly. They really can't help themselves, can they? Right? They cannot control themselves. Anyway, Netflix has won the streaming wars. Experts say the streaming wars are over as rivals like Max, Apple Plus, and Apple Plus have done terribly. And Peacock are now letting it show their top films and shows their own service struggle for subscribers. That is true. Netflix is so dominant. The major issues the major issues are it to what? Netflix is so dominant. The major issues are it to show their want it to show the major releases. I guess 250 million people have signed up, more than Max and Disney Plus together. Yes. Read why the stream wars are over. Gone are the days where you can subscribe to any number of streaming services and keep up with the latest must-watch movies. For Netflix won the streaming wars, and it's so dominant, the major studios have capitulated and are now allowing the number one platform to show their major releases instead of keeping them for their own channels. Okay, well, that's good news. It's a stark verdict. So they're basically saying now they have the Paramount's content are going on Netflix is over. From one of the leading industry observer, former Hollywood reporter editor Matthew Belloni, not Belen Belloni, who backed up his opinion with the startling finding. Oh, this is a startling finding. All of Netflix top 10 right now are licensed from legacy studios. That's interesting. And 9 are from studios with their own streaming services, including 4 recent hits from Warner Brothers. The streaming wars are officially over. Yeah, I think he probably is. So this chart is fascinating. Look at this. So Netflix has 247 million subscribers. Prime Video has 200. And that's a shit service, right? Prime is absolute garbage. It exists because people want the quick delivery. Right, it's basically this is something that you get for free, right? I wish Prime was good because there's a lot of good content, but it's managed like shit, right? And then you have little Disney Plus. Fuck me, this is a problem, right? This is a problem for Disney because they cancel season 2s all the time. Doctor Who's going to keep this season 2 because it's already filming, but season 3 and also all these spin-offs, which we're going to talk about. This is not when they made that plan. They were in a different economic reality. It was before Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light boycott, right? So then you got Max, and again, if they went international, they probably would do a lot better, but they don't, right? They're not in Israel yet, for example. Then you got things like Paramount Plus and Hulu, which they bundled together with Disney. Along with ESPN, I think, as well, right? So they're basically the same thing, but they just don't have many subscribers, right? It's the bottom line, and it's shrinking. They're basically why? Because I hate to say, look, people don't like Netflix for a lot of things, but I can normally find something to watch that was made in the last few years on Netflix. I can never find anything to watch on Disney Plus made in the last 5 to 10 years, right? It's all other than Guardians of the Galaxy. That's literally it, right? Netflix, and they put out a lot of shit, right? And they went through their woke phase. It feels like they're coming out. They're in the middle of coming out the other side. Then you got Peacock, and you're like, well, why did you even start that network, right? I say the same thing with Paramount Plus, frankly. Like, why even start it? But the thing I don't understand most. Apple TV Plus, 25 million. They haven't even made a dent in that market. Well, what Apple should do, in my opinion, is by Paramount and Peacock, right? And to get their content library, maybe even Prime Video. I don't know. They have a decent service. They have decent content on this stuff. But they got Paramount Plus. They would add an air of populism. Plus, they could make a really good Star Trek hub, right? Which would bring subscribers. I hate to be the one to and make it international. Well, the thing about Apple TV Plus is everything they do is international. Trouble is, they're very much like making stuff for the high end only, right? They're not making. And also, I have to tell you, the budgets for these TV shows are all too big as well. The landmark moment effectively means that Netflix rivals have landed handed in the town. The major movie and TV studios, who spent fortunes developing competitors, an estimated $5 billion in the past year alone, admit that they will never topple the giant. Well, again, but nothing lasts forever. By any measure, Netflix is so far ahead of everyone else. It's competing for everybody else is competing for second place. That's 100% correct. In terms of sheer subscriber count, it can boast 250 million people who have signed up, and that's more than Max and Disney Plus put together. Who are their major competitors, right? Even the behemoth Amazon lacks 150 million subscribers. And again, people have Amazon for the shipping. They don't have it for the streaming service because it's just managed like shit, right? When I turn on again, technically speaking, Netflix is by far the best, right? When I turn on Netflix, I have all the content available to me in the country I'm in, right? I don't have to like Amazon. No, they just not available in your region. And Netflix, when you're watching, my wife makes me so crazy. The way she watches TV is I find weird, right? She will only watch one show at a time, which means if the show's got like 5 seasons, she won't watch any other show. And she's watching this show right now that, oh God, it's so woke. What is it? It's got the super hot chick from Citadel who I like. What's her name again? Hang on. IMDb. Girl, she's in her 40s. Again, Citadel was great. And until we got to, I don't know, the 3rd episode, that time of it. Priyanka Chopra Jonas, who I think is super smoking hot, right? Really generally smoking hot. But what's that TV show she's in? Again, my wife just is every time I go in my bedroom, there's a new episode of it, and I'm like, oh God, leave me alone with it. Quantico, right? And it's made between 2015 and 2018. Boy, you could see the era of woke really kick in, right? Really totally kick in. But on the upside, I think she's super duper hot. So there is that. Here, let me pull up a picture of her. Doink. I guess she came from Bollywood, right? And then married Joe Jonas. Which, okay, good for her. Hang on. Let's see if I can. Oh, I'm trying to find a decent picture of her. The reason I like her is she's super hot, but she also looks like a normal person too, which is more I can say about Joe Jonas. And I kind of like that she's like married and has a stable marriage, right? I think that's a good thing here. Here she is. Well, right, doink. Share screen. So anyway, the point is this, right? Well, let's say you fall asleep while you're watching something, right? It just keeps playing. Whereas Netflix, you can always find where you left off, right? Just on a technical level, and that's Disney Plus. It's so superior to everything else. And I guess they had a major head start. Anyway, the snapshot of US viewing over Thanksgiving ratings expert Nielsen's found streamers had a share of all output, including broadcast and cable, of 7.4%. Really? That's it? That may not sound that much, but it doesn't. But bear in mind that Amazon Prime could boast just 3.4 cents, and everyone could boast 3.4 cents. 3.4%. Oh, I see. And everybody else struggles far behind that. Okay, fine. What's that movie? Amazon Prime's second to Netflix, right? Fine. And like, look at this shit. This is why Disney Plus has failed, right? This is 100% why their streaming service. They had every great piece of IP, and they just made shit. Relentlessly, obnoxiously, they wouldn't stop making shit. The only thing they would make was shit, right? It's unbelievable. Like, what? I don't get it, right? I don't get, like, what. Then they kind of aggressively made shit, right? Why? Because to make people like Alan Cummings say, "Oh God, come back!" Really? Oh man, why? Like that's really annoying. You know, when you have a story pulled up, I was just going to cover, and it just like vanishes. Cummings. Let's see if it comes up. I don't even know I'm spelling his name right. I can't. He was talking about like how gay people should feel under attack. I can't find it. Never mind. Where are we up to? Okay, yeah, but yeah, look at this shit. Nobody wants to see boring mummy Star Wars, right? Nobody wants to see it. Yeah, that's why you're at the fucking bottom of the heap. Well, you're not. I mean, you're not where you should be, and you're shrinking. These are the kinds of figures that get mouth watering on Wall Street, translating into a share price that has climbed from under 200 back in 2022 to near 500 this week. So how did Netflix see off the threat of the rival corporations? Well, again, they destroyed themselves mostly by being idiots, which had one been determined to invest virtually unlimited amounts to grab the streaming crown and lost, and they did invest unlimited amounts, right? Go back in a few years, and the future seemed uncertain for the pioneering streamer that had just begun life as a DVD mail order service before CEO Ted Sarandos oversaw the transformation to meet the challenges of the digital age. Well, good for him. Long-standing titans of traditional media started up their own streamers, were now determined to see if the challenge new upstart or the new kid on the block. But they will run better, is the bottom line, right? Okay, cuteness notwithstanding. That meant cutting off the supply of popular content. Warner Brothers gradually took off Friends off Netflix to show it instead on Max. The Office came off Netflix to NBC Universal, could show it on Peacock service. Meanwhile, the reputation of Netflix had won for prestige TV with landmark shows like House of Cards and Stranger Things was evaporating as later news hosts left critics disappointed. Not as disappointed as anything Disney Plus put out. Hollywood historian Peter Biskind, author of Easy Riders, Raging Bulls, in December pronounced a savage verdict to fortune. Netflix in-house productions were simply unwatchable. Again, compared to Disney, are you joking? Disney stuff is genuine. I mean, like, as somebody who's watched, I haven't even tried to watch Echo, right? I gave it an MCU ages ago, and like I bought every MCU Blu-ray, right, from the Hulk, which was their first thing, all the way, which was the what's the name? The Ed, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember the name of the first guy. Not the other guy who I don't like, Mr. Soy. Whatever, guy from Fight Club. I all the way through to Endgame, right? I missed out Captain Marvel, but I literally invested into Blu-rays. I love that series, right? And you destroyed it, right? You had such an unshakable fan and somebody who would buy your content, right? And you completely blew it, right? You completely and totally blew it. Right, so I look personally. I like a lot of things on Netflix. You know, I liked what's the name, the Zack Snyder thing. Leads on the viewers of Bridgerton, The Crown. Would you The Crown and you would disagree. And later that year, well, I think the last season of The Crown's been a bit naff. But, you know, I think it's up to an era that I'm not that interested in, frankly. Right? And so it's basically about making Charles look good at this point, which I guess is a function of The Crown. Okay. What were we up to? So yeah, British was a huge hit for it. For goodness' sake, that actually had a real cultural thing. Next week we'll be unveiling its hotly awaited new shows, including a romantic comedy One Day and epic sci-fi blockbuster The Three Body Problem. That looks very good, by the way. But its all seemingly unassailable pole position means that it will no longer have to worry about surviving on attractions on its own shows. Hollywood knows there is only one distributor that will give exposure to the biggest possible audience. That's true. That's why DC superhero blockbuster Aquaman was amongst the 4 Warner Brothers films in the top 10. Well, yeah, 1 second. Let me do. Let's sign it on Netflix here. See what's on top 10 in Israel. There we go. Oh, they go. Oh, if I do that, we're so the top 10 is don't know, Action Adventure, Proposal, Transporter 2, Society of the Snow, Ambulance, Under the Tuscan Sun, Descendants, Pope's Exorcist. Who's in that? Who is that? Oh, that looks pretty cool. What year is that from? It keeps talking over it, so I don't want to like. And TV shows For Me Once, that's a Carlin Corbin thing. Boy Swallows Universe, no idea. The Brother Sun, Detective Forest, Berlin, You Are What You Eat, Love Is Blind. I don't know any of these things. Right, I literally don't know anything. But they had The Dreamer, they got Star Trek. Look, Netflix normally has something that I want to watch on it. Right? Basic, bottom line. Here we take that off the screen. Doink. Where are we up to? For Warner's chief David Zaslav, the hope is that people will come back and they want to start, say, a full bouquet of DC movies. The only place to do that is with us. I guess so, but like, man, have they balls it up? And you know, it's incredible. Max, for goodness sake, you have so much. You had so much intellectual property. I mean, you had The Sopranos. And I liked the Many Saints of New York. I thought that was good. You had Harry Potter. But, of course, you couldn't do anything with Harry Potter because of J.K. Rowling. You idiot losers, right? And you're idiot losers. While the streaming service in the future is uncertain, I'm talking about the subscription fee. Anyway, I digress. Let's get to this other story. The 10 greatest moments of Doctor Who in 2023. All of them were shit. Right? Every single one of them was have a fish shoved up your ass shit. Right? It was majorly shit. I hate to tell you. But yes, shite beyond shite. Let's have a look. From musical numbers to By Generation. Shit! Doctor Who's 6th anniversary had countless highlights. None. I like Shooty and Millie when they were together, right? That was it. Problem Being's Misshapen Planet is one of the biggest highlights. Season 14 coming, which I really got to get back on the reviews that came out. Big anniversaries don't come around this often, and this one was squandered. They shat this one away. So fans are understandably excited for the 6th anniversary. They kind of fucked off with you now, Russell. Happy the celebrator didn't disappoint. Really? It didn't disappoint you? The pointless, the endless pointless shite that you shoved down our fucking throats. With not one but 3 anniversary specials and a host of supplementary content. All of it shit. Charity specials, shit. Oh, what? Davros, shit. Colorization, shit. Right? And the glorious return of in-vision comedies. That was nice. See? I'm able to tell the truth. Plus the launch of the behind-the-scenes show, Doctor Who Unleashed. Shit! More shit! How can I get more gay people on the screen? Let's do another show. Look, just to give you an idea how gay this new Doctor Who is. Look at this. 10 most exciting LGBTQ plus shows airing in 2024. Doctor Who shouldn't be an LGBTQ plus show. It should be a show. Unbelievable. There was also lots going on outside the show itself. Exhibitions, events, and one of the canniest bits of cross promotion in history, the Barbie TARDIS. No, I hated it. And of course, the in the background, the whole new season was being prepared. In fact, that's the only thing I've hoped for. I'm sorry. I've already begun on shooting the second season. Film has already begun shooting the second season. Episode we won't see until 2025. Yeah, it's doubtful it's going to continue after that. Right. For the purpose of the list, let's turn to 2023. From the Starbeast to Church on Ruby Road, with a brief detours into other corners of the Who universe. This year was full of iconic Doctor Who moments, which deserves to go down in history as defining parts of history. Meet the Beat would have been an iconic moment in Doctor Who history had it not been filled with obnoxious trans bullshit. This would have been huge, right? Had it not been tainted with morons, right? You could have launched this new era in stuff, but no, fucking idiot. Got to tell us that Yasmin Finn is a beautiful girl 20 times. Lying to me twice in that statement. That's what it feels like. One of the most baffling things to come out the filming of the 60th was the photo of a furry little creature resembling character Meet the Beep. As we know now, those specials was an adaptation, one of those special adaptations of the Starbeast, the strip in which, and I'd love to watch it again, right? But they fucked it up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, right? And it may give you a really cool thing and then have you wade through shit to see it. No, thank you. Not for me. Some of the doubts about how convincing a live-action Meet would be, and it didn't help that the photo made this Just Noble realize in an entirely practical CG creation, Meet could easily have been a failure. It wasn't. Looked fantastic. But happily, the finished effect was a combination of both approaches. Practical costume enhanced by computer-generated graphics and mouth movements, plus Mira Margolis's magnificent vocal performance. I'll agree. And I don't like Mira Margolis. I'll agree. It's seriously impressive. I'll agree it was. Right? You can't get to it without wading through shit. Nowhere more so in the scene where between Meep and Rose in their shed. No, go ahead. Look, I hated that. Right? I feel so different. Not once do you look at the cuddly little feather and think, that's just a person in a suit. No, it's brilliant. Or it's a bit of CGI. No, it's brilliant. Meep even managed to elicit some sympathy in its cute puppy dog eyes. No mean feat for a pool of fur. As ever, the final word goes to Donna, who astounded at how real the Meep looked when she stumbles upon it. Can't argue with that. Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, that was a good element. You had to wade through shit to get to. My answer to it, I couldn't give a shit. I mean, look, again, good special effect, but this is the moment when you realise that David Tennant shouldn't have come back. Right? He was too old, too tired, too done before, too done in. It's over. Right? It's over. And again, I like this effect a lot. Right? But this episode, I mean, other than the Marity weirdness, which I think is a major plot point, and the Indian Isaac Newton, which was stupid, right? This should have been a good Spooky Dookie episode. I'd rather watch Waters of Mars. This is one of the weakest David Tennant episodes, and it was one of the best of the specials. It wasn't very good, right? Yes, that you had a good effect in it, and it was a good physical effect. I don't know. We were more to expect something from the Wobbly Yonder, but no one could quite expect what that would be. Yeah, and we're all underwhelmed when we saw it. It wasn't anything exciting, right? This wasn't a 60th anniversary story. Like, none of these were, really, and they really had the room they could have been. Even once the episode was begun, it wasn't immediately obvious that the production team had been referring to. Right, what, nothing happened? I was watching 20 minutes ago, you could be confused and think, what's so weird about this? And then it became clear. It wasn't, you thought there were going to be some weird celestial toy maker fantasy world hopping between realities or something like that, right? You didn't expect them to be in a fucking corridor, which is essentially what a CGI corridor, fuck's sake, right? With a couple of fake, duplicates of them. They couldn't do. It was okay, but like, this was one of your high spots. Is a good indicator how shit the year was. And then it all became clear. The first Doctor and Donna split up. The Doctor goes to a blue room, leaving Donna in an orange one. Donna feels cold, and the Doctor comes back. But then we cut to a scene in the blue room where the what is it? A flashback or something more sinister. Then the Doctor feels it's getting cold too. Donna walks in, and we begin to sense there's something very wrong here. It's not until the iconic line is uttered we understand the magnitude of the situation. Fuck off, I hate that. The Doctor and Donna's arms are too long, but why or how? It's a masterful reveal, and the imagery of the Doctor and Donna with oversized limbs, stretching mouths are unlike anything we've seen in Doctor Who. But that doesn't really do much for me. I don't care. I'm sorry. This was a marginally interesting idea in a filler episode, right? I wasn't that blown away by it. I'm sorry. It's not anything we've seen in Doctor Who, and the fact that they said limbs were achieved entirely practically made them more eerie. No, that I agree. Look, it was that was a good effect, but like everything in this new era, money badly spent, right? Okay, I'm not going to agree on this one, right? And that's because Judy Gatwa hasn't fucked me off as yet. But I am going to agree with this because I feel An Adventure in Time and Space was designed that the current Doctor should always appear at the end, right? I will see, because it was just Matt Smith, it would seem kind of disconnected. So I like this idea, I hate to tell you, right? So I'm not bothered by this at all, right? But okay, number 8, Gatwa Mix Hartnell, although I couldn't give a shit. With a special reserve for Saturdays, the centerpiece of the 60th anniversary was the Daleks in Colour itself. Boring and badly done. Not boring, it was badly done. The first official Doctor Who colorization, yet really disappointingly done. I'm sorry. And they're about to be replaced by... Here, somebody sent me this. Is that they're about to be replaced by AI anyway. Right? Where is this? Who sent this to me? Was this it? Yeah. Right. So they say that this is not it, but they say there's AI upscaling going on with the season 15 box set. Where is this? Hang on. Is this it? Oh, I think this is it. Oh, okay, yeah. Here, let me pull this up. Fine. Go back over here. Doink. So this was a quick test made using the colorize.cc website on a still from an unearthly child. I think we might be a job sooner than we think. Yeah, I think so too. I hate to tell you, let's see the version without the watermark. All right, this looked like the same quality to me as the Daleks in Colour, which just never convinced me was real. I'm sorry, right? And this is AI is going to find a way of doing this very quickly, right? So that was shit. But for many, it was upstaged by the program immediately afterwards. A repeat the 50th anniversary docudrama Adventure in Time and Space, which is fantastic. I absolutely love that. That's fantastic. When it was first broadcast in 2013, viewers were surprised that Matt Smith appeared for a cameo. There's a lovely scene where David Bradley's William Hartnell looks across the gulf of time as he backfilms Regeneration and sees that Doctor Who is timeless by seeing the current Doctor. Reportedly, writer Mark Gatiss had always intended that scene to be updated for future anniversaries, with Smith being replaced by the Doctor of the Day. I agree with that. For the 6th anniversary, a brand new edit incorporated Ncuti Gatwa was created, allowing him to be the man who meet the man Stardoor. Yeah, okay. But again, this was your high spot when you had 4 specials and unlimited money? Really? Does not really say much. It made what was already a moving moment even more poignant. And in an instant, well, this was something written by Mark Gatiss 10 years ago. Don't suck your own cock too much about it. Created one of the most defining images of the 6th anniversary. Not really. Again, if you want to say yes, but I found it forgettable. Top marks were not compensating the Doctor in front of the TARDIS console himself this time. Okay, whatever. The Goblin song. Again, that you're putting this at number 7. This really divided effect. People hated this. I liked it. I want to be clear. I thought it was so silly and it's fun. I like this sidestep into fantasy. Right? I think it fits within Doctor Who, frankly. I think it can be scientifically explained. I think they need to do that in Doctor Who, which they kind of did a little bit. Right? But they need to explain it more clearly. But I thought this was interesting, frothy fun. And essentially, whenever I see Ncuti and Millie on screen together, I'm entertained. Right, I am entertained. They really, for me, they work very well together. They're as good as the 7th Doctor as Ace. Yeah, and they were. I mean, from what I've seen so far. Now, if they do, we got to go to Planet of the Butt Plugs so I can have one fitted. You know, not really. But I hope they won't do that. 15th Doctor made his debut on the Church on Ruby Road, the first Christmas special in 6 years. That was nice. To mark the occasion, the production team dedicated the resurrection of tradition from Christmas past. The first 3 Doctor Who's Christmas special had specifically composed numbers with them, musical numbers. 2005 Song for 10, I like that. Love Don't Roam and The Stowaway, right? All of them were good. All 3 songs featured in the episode they were made for, but only in background music and the incidental score. But they released them. They were also released as singles prior, unlike 2023. They also weren't released as singles prior to broadcast, unlike 2023's contribution. No, you could get them part of the soundtrack, the Goblin song. It was an audacious bit of marketing, and you got to give it to them for trying to make Christmas number 1. I agree with that, right? I agree. But again, that this divisive thing that like most people hated, and I'm like an odd man out for enjoying, right? Shouldn't be. Was it a number 6? Best moment of the year. Brilliant, weird, and dark through the Goblin song. Dark the Goblin song is. There was more in the finished episode. The surprise extra verse sung by the Doctor and Ruby, which I liked as well. Right, I think they've had scientific explanation. Again, my headcanon, like they were Doctor had hooked into the technology of the reality they're in, which was somewhat magical, right? Which allowed them to sing, right? And I think Ruby was carried along by that. Viewers might have wondered what they signed up for when Ncuti Gatwa suddenly broke into song. Well, it was actually a defining moment for his Doctor. I hope not. Perfectly capturing his playfulness and feel good factor. There's only one thing I have to say: release the extended version. Not really. Again, what you did with the Christmas special is for me had me interested to see what you do next, right? Which is, I think they go launch of the Hooniverse. Well, if you're in England and it's I didn't like the logo, right? I think that I don't like the intro thing. It feels very generic. It feels very Marvel, right? What it should have been is, I think, a riff on the classic Tom Baker time vortex with that scream, as you go down there with like different images from the Hooniverse, right? Until whoosh, it comes out on that, right? It should have that, but like this boring ass generic bullshit they put out didn't really work, right? At the start of 2023, Russell said it was time for the next stage of Doctor Who in November, and we finally found out what that meant in a bid to put the show on a par with Marvel, Star Wars, and Star Trek. Well, 3 failing brands, 3 literally crashing nose-diving brands. The Doctor. That's Doctor Who all over, right? They grab onto a trend, not as it's finishing, after it's crash and burn. Oh my God. The Doctor Who shared universe, Whoniverse, which was officially launched to accompany by a snazzy new ident, incorporating clips from Doctors and Companions. It was incredible to see the show try something like this. It was great to see them try. I'm sorry they balls it up. But this wasn't just a brand for the sake of rebrand for the rebrand. The first time ever Doctor Who was back catalogue was collected together under one roof for UK viewers, at least, exactly. With nearly every episode, apart from the Unearthly Child, plus a host of spin-off content available to stream on iPlayer. I agree with you. And honestly, they should work out a deal with Real Time and BBV to get the 90s stuff on there. Like, honestly, there's a Shakedown is so ready for a special edition with new effects, right? They should get all those ones on there. I think it's silly that they don't. We also treated a new series in the form of TARDIS Tales. So yes, this ties into bi-generation, which I think was a shit idea that didn't work at all. And I think these are the new versions of the classic Doctors, right? That didn't regenerate. And basically, it's like somehow the TARDIS trying to rebuild itself through memories, something like that. Whatever. These omnibus edits, classic series, classics reunite the Doctor and Commander's actors. Many of them haven't appeared together for decades. That was nice, right? But again, it was in such a tainted era that it didn't really help. Since even more content has been rolled out from Talking Doctor Who and the 6th anniversary, Dalek and Carter, Destination Skyrim, all this shit. You can even watch David Tennant read CBB story bedtime. Is it like a trans bedtime story? Remember, kids, it's always an option to cut your penis off. And like the best gifts, it keeps on giving, with the archive expanding all the time. If you had this in 2 months, if we've all had this in 2 months, just think what the universe will look like this time next year. Well, listen, I hope Disney gets on and actually, launch the Whoniverse. All right, that's a reason to have Disney Plus, quite frankly. Spice up your life. Neil Patrick Harris told us that Toymaker was easily one of the best things about to see. You keep doing this though, right? You can't say the Giggle was one of the best things of 2023. You can pick up points in it that were very good, and I agree with this point. Right, I agree with this point, but it's not good enough, frankly. Neil Patrick Harris as a Toymaker was easily one of the best things about the 60th. And what are we up to? Number 5? Okay, fine. We're on the second half already. And although he didn't crop up in all 3 episodes, tragically, all right, stupidly, then he actually would have been a villain that you cared about, right? If he was in all 3. As some hoped, all hoped. The Giggle was full of terrific Toymaker moments, but you only again got him if you knew who the Celestial Toymaker was, and you're not going to know for that piece of shit animation they bring out this year. I don't even know. I'm going to buy it. I really don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. And the hilarious and dark puppet show to his chilling reunion with the Doctor. However, when it comes to the Toy Makers Most Iconic, there's really only one contender. No one could really have predicted that we would end up with a scene of the Toy Maker dancing to the Spice Girls in UNHCO. I thought that was brilliant. And I loved hearing Neil Patrick Harris talk about the making of it, saying, apparently everybody knows this song in England. I'd never heard it before, right? But everybody knows this song in England, which I found very funny. So yeah, I thought that was good. Should I look? Oh, should I look for the? Oh wait, I could look at BBC YouTube channel. I bet it's on there. BBC Doctor Who. I'd love to hear him talk about that. 1 second, if I can find that, that's worth trying to look up. Hang on, videos. Let's go from. It'll be about a month ago. No, before that. Becoming the Toy Maker. Is this the one? Yeah, fine. 1 second. Just copy that. We go to downloads. Where is it? And doink. I might go back there. Video file.
Been an unbelievably exciting and exhausting role. Filming it has been crazy. I am being asked to do things that I have done in the past, but never simultaneously. It's been
I really genuinely thought he was excellent in it, right? I really, really did. But I think the episode is something I probably wouldn't go back to, right? Colin just said breaking a song would have worked in some way. They're entering our reality via panto. Well, I think that's what was going on. I just don't think they said it out clearly enough.
Gracious, and I picture it as a giant sandbox filled with quicksand. I'm sinking and I'm playing. I'm not sure in what degree. One of the cool things about the Toy Maker is that he just dons visages based on.
Here, let's see if I can find them talking about the. Oh yeah. I think he talks about over here, like everybody knew the song and I didn't.
To be doing a big dance number, he'll look like a band leader with crazy fright wig hair. So every look is totally unique and totally separate. The wardrobe is amazing.
Again, I think that's fair as well. Here, is this where he talks about when nobody knows what this is?
Here to run through the boot to kind of pick up on the red of the costume. He's ended up. He doesn't know this, but he might. He's ended up in a pair of women's boots, but with the red laces, and I just was really.
At this exact time.
The only bit that was good when he talked about they're like
This universe.
Like everybody knew the song, but I didn't. See, I wish Kate Lethbridge was this interesting in the show.
Spice Girl, spice up your.
And this is it. Yes, finally.
Delight. I've also had to do a giant musical dance number to Spice Girl, Spice Up Your Life. I've had to learn choreography for that.
I'm not a dancer, but Tim is a great teacher and he takes the onus upon himself. So
God, she just drains the interest out, I think, by talking. She's just I've really never heard somebody speak that just sucks the energy out of the room.
Takes the pressure off. He took the pressure off me, which really helped me to get it. And Neil's patience also. I got him a packet of plasters for his poor bashed toes at the end of the day.
I also had to wear these crazy teeth. That's far too many teeth.
So many teeth.
They made a mold of my teeth. $1 million smile, baby. It's actually kind of what my brain is actually like.
So it's not the clip I was looking for. Never mind. And that is a golden drop of Neil. Yeah, no, okay, fine. So that's but basically said everybody on the set knew it, but I didn't. Okay, that was a long-winded way round of not knowing something. As Rusty says in the commentary, all the best of songs have savagery to them. It's what I made. I can't decide. Scene in Lost of the Title so brilliant. I agree with you. A lot of people hated that. And what makes Spice Up Your Life work so well. Again, I thought it really did. I mean, honestly, I wish I could just put a compilation of bits I like. Yeah, but there's not many of them. Actually, I really should. Right? I should put, again, a compilation of things I thought were worthwhile in the anniversary. Yeah, in from these 4 episodes, which would be Spice Up Your Life, Bit and Beep Beep the Meep. I don't know what else. Not much. Shooty and Millie together. Right? It's surely the most captivating musical sequence Doctor Who has ever done. The choreography, direction, and editing are on point, and the end result is truly terrifying. The Masters Bop Rasputin and Paradox was good. Well, this is something else. I like the Rasputin dance, Power of the Daleks. Again, that's me for you. Doctor Donner Returns. What fucking disappointment this was. Right? Yeah. This is 2023 in a sodding nutshell. Right? Yeah, they returned and it's shit. Right? It was just disappointing shit. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. Really super disappointing shit. The Dr. Donner Returns, and they shouldn't have done. That's what we learned. We should have got a 60th anniversary special instead. No, that would have been good. Exciting as it was to have David Tennant and Catherine take back for the 60s, we knew that it wasn't going to be business as usual. The Doctor and Donna's mind wipe meant that any conventional reunion was seemingly off the cards. Yeah, and their solution to it destroyed the new era. Right, and I'm not overstating that. Their idiotic solution literally destroyed the new era. Right. Because I have a trans daughter who now it's all good and we complete it. It's just stupid. I'm sorry. It was just everything about it was stupid, as was the by generation. But then 2/3 of the way into our first adventure, something wonderful happens, and the Doctor is reciting a sequence of word ending in what else? Binary. So stupid. And again, it hurts me how stupid it is. Binary. Russell Davis' script, Rachel Taylor's direction, and Murray Gold's score made this unwatchable garbage. All combined to make that moment stunning in its own right. It wasn't, but utterly rewarding for long-time fans. After 40 minutes dancing around the elephant, the Doctor and I are finally back. And it's not very good. And then just it looks like we're going to lose her again. There's a beautiful twist that enables her to keep living. And also the Doctor as well. There's another. The beautiful twists that allow them to keep living are shit, and that enables her to keep living, and while doubling as a powerful piece of transgender representation. Yeah, that's why it was shit, mate. Right, that's why it was shit. The word binary takes on a whole new significance. Everything comes together in one joyous, life-affirming moment, except for the vast majority of the planet. Except for if you're religious Christian or religious Muslim, right? You mean, again, the vast majority of the fucking planet, right? It's joyous and life-affirming that we managed to... This us, teeny, tiny minority that lives on Twitter has managed to tell the rest of the world to fuck off. We couldn't care less about them. Oh, it's so joyous and affirming. Just what Doctor Who does best. This destroyed the new era. Right? You pinpoint it right on. You Tarzan Veld, like everything else here, ridiculously expensive for zero effect. It really genuinely is. The console is too big. It's just all of it is just like let's just put too much money in it. It's just ridiculously big. And so achingly, obviously, wheelchair friendly. Oh God, I hate it. Yeah, these are the low moments, right? These are not the high moments. The new TARDIS interior is always a massively hype, and this is the shittest one yet. Okay, what's worse, this or Jodis is between. This Jodis is worse, one would say. But there's, the Jodis one had this dearth of imagination. But not as much money. Oh, just money badly spent. That's just what this just is money badly spent. Right? Was it right? The Players' control room took things to a new level, and rightly so. I'm sorry, it didn't. We've been told the set was impossible. It wasn't. It was a big fucking room. It's a big room with wheelchair accessible ramps. It's not interesting. Look, somebody did a design sketch. You're like, well, I bet we could actually do that. Well, you could, but it looks like it's shit. It's even on screen. It was revealed it was spectacular. No, it wasn't. It's not logic defying or impossible. It's so boring. Even so on screen reveals spectacular. Our tantalizing first glimpse of the set in Camden, right through the shots of the Doctor running around inside. It's a magical, seamless sequence. It feels right at home now on a Disney Plus show. Sadly, yes. But too much money, badly spent. Exactly. That's exactly what this is. And it's not just the size that the hero are going for, it's all the round things. What we used to call them roundels. This is also the most accessible TARDIS with sweeping. Yes, I know that's why you like it. Just start with that. The TARDIS even has a built-in ramp and exterior. God, I hate it all. And this is as it should be. Why? After all, the question of wheelchair accessible came into the equation. 1970 Productions struggled with K9 entry. Yeah, but we just didn't show it. I don't know. It's just, now, I do think there was a scene where Wilf couldn't get in the TARDIS easily, right? There was because he's in a wheelchair, and that would tie into the wheelchair access, right? I can see that being the case, but without it, that is just stupid, right? The ramp has always been the logical addition. No, the TARDIS is more to let people in and out. In short, spellbinding TARDIS, spellbinding new TARDIS, thankfully sticking around. So, but yeah, we're seeing it, lots of it, but I'm just bored as fuck by it. I really am. 14th Doctor by Generation. This was shit. Oh, this was shit beyond shit. This was jump the shark shit for a 60-year-old show that jumped the shark many times before. This was, again, it was just shit. The idea that doesn't make sense, that doesn't work, and the idea was they wanted to see both Doctors. They want to have a multi-Doctor story with a future Doctor. So, and I also think they wanted to separate this new incarnation of Doctor Who from previous Doctor Who. So it's a soft reboot, essentially. That's or even quite a hard reboot. Like, this is a different character. Like David Tennant's Doctor is the original Doctor. Ncuti Gatwa is a different branch of it. So this is going to be the Disney one, I guess. All right, but I just think it's shit. From the beginning, the Doctor regenerated from one incarnation to the other. Yeah, we mean something that worked. Then, for the first time ever, the outgoing Doctor was not replaced by the successor, but was able to keep existing alongside, and it was shit. It's been suggested that a similar rules now apply to previous regeneration. Yeah, they all exist now, right? Russell T Davies revealed that it's all part of a bigger plan to create a Doctorverse where previous Doctors are still out there and return over, drop a hat without need of explanation that why they look older. Look, Moffat worked it out in a single line with was it Time Crash? There wasn't Moffat. It was Rusty Evans working in a single line with Time Crash. It was fine. It doesn't matter, really, bottom line. They didn't explain why they're all older in the Five Doctors, and it was fine. All right, whereby we want to turn a drop of the hat without need to explain. From this perspective, by regeneration is the best birthday present we could have hoped. It was shit. It was an idea that just wasn't very good. It's understandable that many have quibbles about with the concept, but for us, bioregeneration scene itself was brilliant. I didn't think it was good at all. And again, if they're going to do a 60th anniversary, maybe reference older Doctors. Like when you're playing the stupid ball game, every time the Doctor catches the ball, it could be a different incarnation. I've said this many times. It doesn't need to be the all of them, because that would be stupid. Maybe William Hartnell, go, right? And then you'll do a bit of Tom Baker, then on to Patrick Troughton. maybe Sylvester McCoy. I don't know. Maybe Sylvester McCoy and Matt Smith, right? Yeah, I think that works well. So we're up to by generation. This scene, it's brilliant. Never before have outgoing and incoming doctors been able to communicate like this, and it wasn't very good. Right, the sequence of the 14th and 15th Doctor teaming up, the case of catch was a great fight. It wasn't. This was again. He was much better when he appeared on his own in Church on Ruby Road. Right, it allowed to see much more shooting outward than a traditional regeneration scene would have done. And without all the usual post-regeneration shenanigans, he's free to be as charming. And it just wasn't very good. It wasn't charming, didn't win me over, wasn't fun, wasn't funny. Right? A fascinating, exciting way to introduce a new Doctor and launch launch the next 6 years Doctor. I'm all for experimentation. That's a failed one. Will's farewell. They should have really just cut this all together. Because it like stuck out like a sore bloody thumb. Right. It's interesting they didn't say Church and Ruby Road. Right. Shooty Gatwood didn't get a look in. Will's felt well. I mean, like, it was lovely seeing him, but he just seemed so out of place. Right. And then he was like, and then he just vanished from screen. It was weird. Right. One member of Noble Clan was conspicuously absent from the Starbeast, was a granddad's Wilf. Right. Yeah, I think he probably was supposed to be put there. We knew that Bernard Crimmins had filmed some material in Camden before his passing, but it wasn't clear if he managed to tape all of his scenes. Apparently not. It was entirely possible that his performance had been left on the cutting room floor, as was the case with Harold Outfield before. I think that probably was the case, right? And I think they should probably put all those bits on the DVD, but they're not, though. Interesting. Thankfully, that Camden scene did make it to screen with the end with In a Wild Blue Yonder with Cribbins passing. It was all the more poignant to see Wilf meet the Doctor again one last time. But it didn't go anywhere, right? It was like, if they didn't leave it dangling with nowhere, it was lovely to see Jamie and Zoe back in the Five Doctors, but like, they didn't just like wander off screen. It didn't make sense. Though he was set to appear in a more prominently in the giggle, he was instead represented by a sparingly used double, and Swift exits the stage following a cliffhanger resolution. As it stands, then Will's final scene in the Whoniverse, and by accident rather than design, Cribbins' final screen performance. Will's reaction to seeing Ten's face again is beautiful. And it's a beautiful anniversary, and it's all about celebrating the past. Yeah, okay, fine. But again, that this shouldn't have been the best moment of the anniversary year, right? Dr. Vance will never forget the scene Farewell Old Soldier. This should have been an interesting side note in the anniversary year, but it wasn't, right? It was a okay, 2023 was a year of duds, right? It was a year of massive, massive duds, as this article points out, right? As it really does point out. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.